Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday, and I'm happy to be alive. All right, so I'm back. This is part 18. What have I covered with regards to the COI's platform, which you can find online, Facebook, under the Coalition of Independence Facebook page. In the link, you can find, just type on our website link under the Coalition of Independence, okay? And you'll be able to reread all of this information that I'm actually reinforcing, because I felt it was a good time to show you that we have a thinking Coalition of Independence political party who do have one seat. Yes, I'm going to say it. One seat in the House of Assembly, and it wasn't an election. So you know, we are thinking very deeply about our country. But you can find all this information that I am disseminating to you in parts on our website, on Facebook. What have I covered so far? I covered the Coalition of Independence solution for the immigration issues that we have brought to the government of the Bahamas 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, and we haven't gotten any result to date. It's gotten worse. But on our platform, we cover exactly how we will be dealing with it, and I think it's more than fair, and I think it's a very easy fix now that I've read it in its entirety. Then I also spoke about good governance, because without good governance or strong leader or strong leaders in the position to protect our sovereignty, we won't have a good government. So that was the next one I covered, and I came with the solutions from the Coalition of Independence Vision 2030. It's all there, what we will do. Recall system. You remember the whistleblower? A whistleblower is a person who looks out for its sovereignty, and they're rewarded. It's a $1 million reward. There's also consequences for persons who feel they can continue to disrupt the system and move it in a different direction. This is what good governance is about. Good governance is not about covering it up and giving people a slap and tap on the wrist. No, we have laws, guidelines, protocols that needs to be respected, and it is what it is. So, what is the topic today? Now, I've moved on from the immigration solutions and good governance according to the Coalition of Independence to now natural resources. You're going to, it's really unreal. Our country is in a state of, it's beautiful. I just want to say how beautiful our country is, and it's worth fighting for. It's worth standing up for change, to make sure that persons who continue to abuse their position in politics are held accountable. All right, so where I'm going to start this morning? Where am I going to start this morning? Before I get on with the Coalition of Independence solution under the natural resources, before we go there, because I have to reinforce the message with regards to what's happening with this asylum trickster bill. Y'all remember when they came with the gambling bill, right? Remember we thought, oh, it's just a gambling bill. There's no underlining hidden information there. Yes, there was. The agenda underlining hidden agenda was there. Did they ever regulate the gambling houses properly? They gave them political position and maybe contracts. Allegedly contracts, I will say, and trying to be responsible. But I am sure Mr. Bain has exposed all of that. Okay? They gave them positions, perhaps, rather than regulating properly the gambling houses, all of them, not just one, all of them. They did not. So what happens to that money, that taxation money that didn't trickle down into our society? 10 years later, here we are. 20 years later, here we are. We still have a problem, because we have a government who feels that they can run our country through the political affiliates that they can run it anywhere they can, and they're not subject to the law. And this is where the Coalition of Independents have a problem, because everybody is subject to the law, especially lawbreakers. And I'm going to leave that there. So I really wanted to go over this. Two things I want to do before I get on to the natural resources, because I had to go and dig up some information. I also want to talk about the asylum too, bill that was pushed. Now, please understand this, Bahamians, and share it with your family. See, it isn't about the COI making noise, you know. See, in order to have an asylum bill, right, you need to have a country that's built to actually participate in the asylum support laws or whatever. America is excellent at that. America takes care probably of multiple countries where they have asylum, and yes, they can seek asylum, but since Trump and because the Biden-Harris did not do their homework at the borders, we watch Harris. She did not. They just let it just flow. Listen, America cannot make up a story about fentanyl. We saw the drug bust. It's a mega business. Drugs on the whole, on the high seas between the United States and our country called the Bahamas, is a multi-million, probably trillion-dollar business. When you count the years since Mr. Trump has never governed as, well, he did, but you know what I mean, his first term in office, and he wasn't a polished politician. And I like that. I like that about him. When he came back, he refined himself, and he decided this is the United States of America, and I got it voted in overwhelmingly on the immigration matter because people were concerned, and they have good reason to be concerned. We feel the same way in the Bahamas. So this is where we are right now, okay? We are like neighbors to the United States. If they sneeze and catch a flu, we definitely can catch a COVID, because literally that's how small we are, okay? If drugs, human trafficking, and immigration issue is a problem in their country, it's a problem in our country. So let me reinforce something that someone else had said that has nothing to do with the Bahamas, because the voice of the Bahamas now is Mr. Lincoln Bain with regards to these issues. I would not listen to no one else. I don't care, even if they sound like they're talking like they know what they're talking about. The voice of the Bahamas is now Mr. Lincoln Bain when it comes to this immigration problem. The voice of the Bahamas is our thinking Mr. Lincoln Bain. It is what it is. I listen to no one else because we know what the problems are in our country. So here we are with the asylum bill again, knocking on the doors of the suffering Bahamian people, right? Wait now. Let me see if I can put this in some perspective for you. Remember when we had CARICOM? Remember the time when Mr. Bain showed up at a hotel? And we had a CARICOM of CARICOMs of all the Caribbean islands came to the Bahamas. Well, that was Mr. Davis' first time as a Bahamian, and I thought he was a Bahamian, so we have to redo that again because he really isn't a Bahamian. He was the president of CARICOM for 6 months. If you go and Google CARICOM protocols, whatever, but they're only there for 6 months, okay? He's done a couple of times. And in his CARICOM message, they'll listen to this now, this couple of years ago, right around the corner. The first thing that came out of his mouth was the support for the Haitian people. The second thing came out of his mouth, he get a call from some Charles person who's the editor for the Herald. Yeah, y'all better get this. He get a call, a reporter calls in. Our reporters in the Bahamas, y'all didn't get that, eh? Okay, he got a humanitarian award by some Miami Haitians who we knew about, and we tried to tell the consul lady that is not, he shouldn't have gotten an award for that. For what? What did he do? He get a humanitarian award for Haitians from Miami, and he just became the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. But the Prime Minister, not just the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, but he was always the Vice Deputy in the PLP party, always there. Okay? So now, he made his peace, and he said what he had to say in CARICOM with regards to supporting Haiti, and we're going to get the Kenyans in. Then later we heard we're going to send our police to Haiti. It was like, when is this madness going to stop? When is it going to stop? Oh, he carried a bit further, okay? Because it was under the PLP government that brought the second conversation with this asylum, and so we're looking at Keith Bell like, excuse me, who asked y'all to talk about asylum? Y'all just did a Biden-Harris a deal, and many of them left and went to get a 2-year job contract in the United States under how much more you want to do for them? Okay? So this is a train of thought. It isn't just, oh, because he made that remark. Yes, he made a remark in 2021, which was wrong, because you are the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, not Haiti. Your every action leading up to that CARICOM meeting when Mr. Bain said 2 weeks prior, we're coming back because we want you to deal with the illegal migration issue. Did you all hear what I say? Illegal migration issue. But we got more than illegal migration issue. We got inwardly attacked by them because now they want to be in our politics. I was like, this madness has to stop. We can't continue with this, Davis. Okay? You are treasonous. And that's our point as thinking Bahamians who are organic, who are patriotically standing up for their country of origin. I want y'all to understand that clearly. Now, after Mr. Bain had openly and in a letter informed them that we're coming back because we want answers, 2 weeks later, so happened was the CARICOM meeting. We all know what happened at the CARICOM meeting. They take Mr. Bain, ride him around in a car. They tell them to go to Goodman's Bay, then they beat them up and hose them down and run. Might as well get one hose of water and just sipping with that. Hurting Bahamians, making Bahamians go into court to check in every Friday because they wanted to disrupt the momentum that was going on in the COI. See, these are things that you do not know. So after that, we thinking, oh yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine. Then we hear talks of sending our police to Haiti. Not the ones they just brought over now from Haiti. Sending the police who haven't solved the criminal activities. There's the drugs, there's the this, there's the that. Haven't solved that. So why is he sending them there? And then this month, he brought Haitians from there. Would you bring them to our country for? Are you helping in their election? Because they're 2 years behind. They need to have an election because right now we're interested in no bubble or document that non-persons who did not get elected in Haiti, because you were supposed to have an election since 2021. It's 22, 23, 24, 25. Who's in charge of Haiti? Who Biden appointed? Trump ain't touching it. Trump ain't touching it. Trump say, I wash my hand on this and that's it. Everybody gotta go. And that's not just Haitians, I'm just saying. He's just saying that's it. You know why? When just before Trump became the president, the Haitian community rose up and started swinging and cursing and carrying on. And then the road, ain't nobody want that nastiness in their country, people. It is what it is. So now, after CARICOM finished, we thinking this man would probably come and apologize for his campaign statement. Oh, no, he got upset. You all heard? Biometric talk. Done. 80% of it was done during the summer. When the government started working during the summer? Please tell me, Jesus. Excuse me. When? I didn't mean to call the Lord name and name. When does the government of the Bahamas work? For a whole summer in the cabinet. No, they work. They work by doing this biometric before they even went to the public. Kwesi Thompson talked about it. Excuse me, there was no widespread consultation on this biometric. No, they didn't care. They overstepped again. So you all think just they can change it? They can change. They're on their agenda, and we're on our agenda. It's about our country Patriotism is about bringing some vibration standards way up here. Yeah, that's what Lincoln's about. The standards so high, they can't comprehend. Who go into the House of Assembly and work this summer 2025, with a biometric system that we had to crack down, slap down, let them know it ain't gonna happen in the name of Jesus. Who does that? And then they go have town meetings, and I have to reiterate all this because this is important. They have town meetings in Grand Bahama. I go show up at one of the town meetings. No cancellation on the door. Let me tell you what's on the door. At the church. The church need to be held responsible for this. We're having a biometric sign-in. So they did that at the end of October. And then they put the same dates of all they canceled and went in again. And we went to Thompson, the man in charge, because Lincoln had to educate him in Nassau at a town meeting that they finally had. Then when it came to Grand Bahama, they canceled it, but they didn't put a cancellation on the door. I had to make sure the girl gave me a cancellation slip in my hand. You all think I'm playing. Okay, you all need to see proof, right? Right down here. Here's the meeting here that I did not get the cancellation on the door. I here waiting for the town meeting. She get this out of the car and told me verbally before she give me this, or before I asked for this, the meeting is canceled. See the dates? See the dates? See, they slick. They slick. Okay? So the meetings were canceled, but we didn't bother to worry about going to no silly meeting because they already done botched it all up since the summer. We went straight to Thompson and we dealt with it from that aspect. And Bob's the uncle. So we were told they're not trying that biometric anymore, but we do not trust them because we have a problem with them. We have a problem with this asylum attempt again. First, Minnis is the one who initiated. Yes, Minnis under the FNM, you know, the worst FNM leader ever, and we can't trust none. Then Keith Bell came 2 years ago and tried to bring this asylum talk, and we squashed that. Then they tried again, but this time they were slicker. No, this is their tactic. Summers, and just before the year goes in, they try to squeeze important matters that they don't want table when they should table it, because the Bahamians we have a small society, people, okay? Bahamians are busy just trying to get on with their life, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay the high mortgage and trying to pay the VAT on everything. They don't have time for these finite details. But Mr. Bain does. Many of us have watched. Do you all realize that they passed a bill at a very sneaky time? I think of some May 2 years ago. And the Bahamians didn't know nothing about that. You know why they did that? That was a retaliation for when Mr. Bain and others, with Vaughn Miller, bringing the bill to the Natural Resources Bill, right there to be read. Oh, no. You know what they did? They paroled the House leader and named Mother Pratt as the next general governor, like that's some big deal, which is complicit anyway, because you shouldn't be affiliated with no political party. So that's a problem right there too. Okay? See, we watch everything. It isn't because we know everything. Maybe God has risen us up for a time like this to educate the people. So after they then bully us down, paroled the House, named Mother Pratt as the next Governor General, which is fine. I have no problem with Mother Pratt. I have a problem with the fact that she's not supposed to be politically inclined with no political party. I have a problem with that. Yeah, we need to find that. We need to go back to when they wasn't affiliated with nobody and they just could sit there as a Governor General and represent. But that system ain't working for us no more. So here we are, back to the asylum attack again. Ryan Pinder think he could come and broaden his shoulder. This time, you remember when they paroled the House one time, the tray was in one cap. When I said, Ryan looked disheveled. Looked like they ain't had nothing ready to parole the House. Okay, this is right after they named Mother Pratt around that time. And give some little lukewarm press conference. I say, wait, is that a reporter with a cap on his head? So where's the proper protocol for him as the Attorney General of their party? Because, you see, we have a country matter we're dealing with, so there's a clash. Disheveled wearing some casual top on a Saturday. Who does that? Y'all forgot about these things. See, I ain't forget. Again, the asylum law come back. Now, everybody's saying there's a lot of reasons why this asylum law came back, right? Well, let me tell you something. What Trump doing his business is his business. See, he on Biden, Harris run. When they allow, I guess, 2 years for people to come from the Bahamas to work, and we thinking they Bahamians, and they decide to go to work and stay there, thinking they could, thinking that ICE can play with them. ICE don't play with nobody. ICE don't play with me, and ICE a real Bahamian. You don't play with me. It's their country, and I'm a law-abiding citizen. Not that they have to bother me, because I'm a law-abiding citizen. They could track my passport, and it's a real Bahamian passport. Okay, I just keep my passport. Nobody taking them from me, and nobody better be carrying my name, because you have a problem. So now that an announcement was made, yes, and we finally got an ambassador. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know how long that was going to take, but finally we have an ambassador that finally arrived in the Bahamas. I have a problem with this third announcement, and yes, there's some things in there that Mr. Bain has already stated, and I believe it's good to read it out because we need to make sure that the Bahamians understand why we're attacking this. Well, first of all, we don't like the PLP, okay? So that's another reason, and that's a good reason. That's a very good reason. So let me just read this for you. Hold on a second. Give me 1 minute, please, whilst I am here sharing and looking for my information, multitasking a little bit. Can you tell me, as you're listening, do you feel comfortable with this government pushing an asylum bill when none of our concerns were addressed? Just tell me, are you comfortable? I need to know. Are you comfortable with that? Okay, I see some people signing the petition. Very good. All right, so here it is. Right from the mouths of the persons who say they were only pushing the gambling laws, right? But then there was a gender law under that. Well, we feel the same way. We have an immunity here, and we do have laws in our country that covers every aspect of the immigration department, so we don't need no extras. Okay, this is the part Mr. Bain wanted us to look at in depth. Okay, immunity from listen to this, immunity from prosecution of smuggled immigrants. That sounds like an asylum statement right there. In America, you just have to touch the soil and kaboom. Bob's your uncle. Okay. So let me read it in its entirety, and this is from what they were pushing down our throat, actually try to sneak it down our throat and try to pass this in the House of Assembly without prejudice to the applicability of any other law establishing criminal offense. Okay, that's the part Mr. Bain didn't make a mistake. Oh Lord, let me see if I can read that. Let me see if I can make that make sense, please. Any other law establishing criminal offense. Okay, maybe there's a technical thing. They're the way they speak, okay? A smuggled immigrant shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act in respect to illegal entry into the receiving country or transit country. So illegal, did I say illegal? Yeah, I say illegal. That's it. Illegal entry on our books is against our laws. We ain't heard nothing yet about that. No asylum bill. This is their asylum bill they try to push. B, remaining illegally in the receiving country or transit country. You want to stay here legally. You want to come illegally. This needs to make sense, people. C, possessing a fraudulent document or identity document. This is all my life, every birthday I had, every time my mother went up, and she made sure we had our legal birth certificate, put our legal father on the birth certificate, had our legal travel document when Eastern Airlines is to travel back and forth. We used to have our legal passport, always had our passport, always apply for this, always contribute to the tax collection by paying for it properly. Not paying nobody. But now they want to push this. See, this is why you need to read the fine print. This is about our sovereignty. Now, so let me end here. Well, such act is a direct consequence of the smuggling of the migrant alleged to have been committed or found to have been committed by a court, and the immigrant is a victim of that criminal conduct prohibited under this part. Listen here, I'm just going to put it up there for a second. Maybe you could screenshot it if you want me to send it to you. Of course, I have it in all our WhatsApp groups, because you all need to read that for yourself. Just screenshot it, please, because this is the part here we'll be fighting for, okay? Because we don't have time to play around with nobody. We ain't got time to play around with nobody. That don't make no sense. Yes, I do apologize for when I did come on. I was really angry. But there's one thing with me. I'm never going to lower my standard and swear and curse. That's not my thing, okay? All right, let me see if this is going to load, because I want to move on. So now you've heard it read for yourself. You've heard me speak about the solutions for illegal migration problem issues under the Coalition of Independence website, and plan for the future going forward with our country. We already know in our laws for immigration, we have immigration policies and laws. And yes, even though I don't agree with King, the fact is the laws are there, and who didn't enforce it should be held totally responsible for what's happening in our country right now. Okay? So, all right, let's go back a little bit. This is the part where I wanted to feature. I had this written down somewhere, but I had to pull it up on my next phone with regards to treasonous behavior, traitors in our country, agitators in our country trying to bombard, misdirect, mislead those persons in our country with regards to do you have rights to be here or not. Well, y'all can see that what I just read was an asylum message in a bill they tried to pass, but the COIs and concerned Bahamians showed up a couple of days ago and made sure that this isn't going to happen. See where we show up when it comes to our parliamentary procedures. No, we're not going to have it. And the same way we'll show up at every occasion we need to show up at. Okay, I'm just trying to pull it up again. All right, not used to using two phones. Thank God it's working. So I want to read to you in your hearing, because me, myself, Miss Mona Lisa, and Miss Angela all came together because when we heard that treasonous statement made in 2021 with regards to use me and nice you, and you're not a Haitian and you're of Haitian origin, I'm like, okay, what's this all about? We sat back and said we couldn't take it. The women, them, yeah, us. And we basically wrote this, and this petition is still circulating. I will put this petition and attach it there, and it was on the 15th of February 2023. The Bahamians have been violated 100% and treated inhumane by the authorities, and we have been constitutionally violated to conduct a peaceful protest in the Bahamas on the day of the CARICOM. Remember I spoke to that? I forgot I even put it in here. The CARICOM held at Bahama, and the CARICOM meeting was held and performing over at a different hotel. So they had no right to even infringe on our democracy. The Bahamas cannot save Haiti. We have helped Haiti in respects to their crisis for over 50 years, and at present The Bahamas is burdened with illegal influx and it still is happening. Unlawful shanty towns, the government have not alleviated these issues. It's not just in 5 islands, it's all over the place. And we have been burdened through our health system. An increase in crime, and we have a deficit out of control for the last 5 years, especially when we wrote this. You know, VAT has been around for a bit. That has been a burden on our society. The vote of no confidence against Philip Edward Davis, current Prime Minister of the Bahamas, based on the campaign promises to the Haitian diaspora, and now using the CARICOM meeting, which I've explained to you about. Again, I forgot I wrote this in here. Meeting held today suggested helping the Haitian help Haiti with its election. That's what he was suggesting. And that's why soon after he thought he had the autonomy, and which he did, sending our police who did not solve crime in the Bahamas, but he sent them to Haiti. And we're still waiting to find out what was the result of that. But no, he went a step further. This month, he brought Haitian officers to the Bahamas, and you wonder what that's all about. We don't agree with that because you've been incompetent and trying to take away our rights. Okay, now here are some of the reasons that we spoke about back then in 2023. Campaigning for leadership of a party where you reside, showing loyalty to another nation. In short, words used like, let me just say this, that I have always been a part of this community, enclosed Haitian. I always be and share with you. You are me and I are you. I am you. I will be there for you always. And know that I was here and always been there for you. I don't call y'all Haitians. Y'all are not Haitian Bahamian, which is not a terminology that is legal. So anybody uses it, they're out of term and they're out of order. Y'all are the Bahamians. Y'all are Bahamians. And your origins is Haitian. And then he spoke something in Creole and at some point did some laugh and dance and crack a joke. Well, that is a treasonous statement, first of all, and it's in our treasonous laws, as stated, that I'm going to state here, because I'm going to reference the Constitution on treason and safety, stated in Article 389 and 393. See, we spoke about this a long time. Let me show you how presumptuous this man is. There is a spike in our influx, right, after the assassination, 12 months, which is a security risk. We all saw Chester Cooper go up to migrants who came into our country illegally. Yeah, you have things in your country. You have many parts of your country is beautiful up in the hills. Y'all go there. We can't take this anymore. Okay, let's go on to number 4. I'm going to read it and then I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. It's 4 and then 5. And these are was a limited amount of the treasonous laws that we have in our country because of what he said in 2021. Limited repatriation. Illegal documents sold for, yes. I know that because somebody told me, not Michael Pintard. They told me, okay? Drain on the social service and our NIB and our health care. And this is a strain on the backs of the taxpayers, which are the Bahamians, who live up front, who live in mortgage houses, who have bank accounts, who are sending their children to college and going back and forth and so on and so forth. It is a drain compared to how they live. And we put in here number 5, misappropriation of treasury funds whilst the deficit grow. Well, if you look at our deficit, even if it dropped by 2%, that's still a failure. And many Bahamians have signed this petition and still circulating. This was 3 years ago when we wrote this. We have a treasonous law. We've had people infringing on our constitutional rights. We've had people like this man saying that he's one of them, there's one of him, and when he can take care of them. And we've seen it. And that's against the law. And we do have treasonous laws. And we slammed the book at him, but he refused to adhere to our concerns. So he refused to adhere to our concerns, right? He refused to adhere to our concern. But let me just read this again, because y'all don't think this is asylum. This is asylum for persons. And I can tell you, and I can reiterate, because I need y'all to remember what I'm saying. Okay? This is what they pushed recently. They could care less if you agree with them or not. And this is the problem we have with the PLP party. They're not the same PLP of Pindon nor Berry. They're not. I don't know who they are. This is why we're angry as Bahamians. Immunity from prosecution of smuggling migrants. Nobody and everybody, every cabinet member, excluding Mr. Hiram Lewis, all of them should be thrown out on their heads by even allowing this bill to even, what if we didn't get this bill? So Ryan Penny, you think we can't read? You think that we're all illiterate out here? We can't figure this out. Without prejudice to the applicability of any other law establishing crime, a offense, supposed to be an offense, because it has an O on the offense, okay? A smuggled migrant shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act. What act? The act that they tried to push a couple of days ago? That act? After they felt they get the win in their sale because they thought they won the Golden Isles overwhelmingly. You didn't win it overwhelmingly. It's a drop. It's a big drop. You might have won it, but you didn't win it overwhelmingly. You think we're going to sit back and allow illegal entries into the receiving country? Receiving country, us? You can allow this remaining illegal in the receiving country on transit. Process a fraudulent travel or identity document. I trying to say, how does this make any sense to us? And you all don't expect us to get mad, Ryan Pindo. When you get up there and you do just like our minister did. Ministers insult the local Bahamian reporters. Ryan tells somebody in there that no, not you, no, not you. And I thought I heard Clint Watson asking a sensible question, because even he's concerned. And he tried to shoot him off. We have a problem. Tell me now what I've read to you in its entirety. Forget all the other stuff, because basically in our immigration law, we already have laws in place under our immigration department to deal with that. So what? You all got rid of King, put in Edgecombe, and you all bring in this asylum. So what's going to happen to our immigration if this was to go through? Immigration department is asking for full raise of $350. That ain't no money. Another $260, which is the base pay. As a matter of fact, each immigration officer, once qualified, should have free housing. You know, just for the fact that they got to deal with them PLP and them F&M, who always come on the phone, but no, don't touch my Haitian people. Let them go. Remember? There was a call under several ministers. So why do we have these political pundits in the way? So aren't they concerned about our security? So Wayne Monroe, you fired. Pete Bell, you stay getting fired. Fred Mitchell, if you fire so much until you're going to get fired into 20 centuries and never come back as no minister and be taking everything back. All that slackness, we're not into that. That's low vibration. Low vibration. We're not into that. Whatever y'all do in your personal life is your business. When it comes to our sovereignty in our country, that's our business. The majority. We are the majority. So yeah, I read the treasonous laws that you can refer to. Now, our natural resources. I just don't know what to say when I hear Mr. Bain and others have worked so hard to create this website that's transparently out there for many of us to read for ourselves, and which many have, and many will be, and many are trying to catch up. It can be as business as normal in our country. We can have people perpetrating, saying that they love the Bahamas and they allow migrants maroon our country. I'm not just talking about the illegal ones, you know. I'm talking about the ones who come and build illegally too. I'm talking about the ones who are in our school and have little gangs. Okay, we can't have this no more. We've already allowed the space long enough to exist for them. Haiti has to go and have a election, and we have nothing to do with it. And I'm going to make this statement again. Brave Davis and his whole cabinet is prone and primed to go and run Haiti. I mean, it's an no-brainer. Come on, take Louis George president. Y'all go back. Go back now. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, don't worry about the gangs. Y'all go, because that's what y'all want, and we don't want that for our country. So I was perusing, looking for my information on the natural resources, and I came across a documentary by Mr. Lincoln Bain and a gentleman. And I just want to be quiet and let y'all listen to this, because we ain't got nobody running our country. We got people running our country down and who too scared to step up to the plate. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing when it comes to the natural resources. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Okay, documentary. It's all here, guys. You see? Let me just show you. When you get on documentary, let me see. It's so nice. I mean, they did a terrific job. These are the people, the future leaders, who could create something this transparently, will be the people who will be running our country. Oil. Okay, Raganite. I wonder if this is it. Okay, so when you get on, it's going to talk, you could peruse it, and then you're going to get here. This is our natural resources. Probably it's backwards in the writing. No, it's backwards, so you're not going to get over that. Here is about Aragonite. If you don't want to read, please. If you don't want to read, you can listen to the documentaries. It exists. These are Bahamians are talking about how whomever was mining in our country have allowed persons to just keep operating, making billions and millions, and you got taxed by VAT. I'm praying that it come up. Let me see if I can get it right too, where Mr. Bain is interviewing this Bahamian who worked out there, and he's saying, this is it. Yeah, here's Mr. Ed Tycoon Curlin. He was speaking, but I wanted to go where the worker was speaking.
Sand is a commodity that comes out the ocean, but in the ocean, loaded to the depths, loaded. Okay?
So someone who is an expert in this industry, who actually was a man on the ground and did the work in this industry, you feel that the Bahamian people can make billions of dollars from this?
I'm feeling this, man. I know this. Look at Ed Curlin. Okay? Look at Ed Curlin. He started off with one apartment and nothing, and now look what he have, millions. Okay? I work for the Moscow company also, big brother. You talking to a man who done been run. Okay? I sit with John and Johnny Bosco. I sit with them.
As far as you know, of the big boys, who is in this business? Call the names to the people in the business.
Well, the Moscows, they had the sand business first at Awaki. It was named City Sand. Okay? Then it was turned over to Country Sand, which is Ed Curlin, Moscow, and one more fella. Next fella, I can't remember his name. I should have it someplace. But I work for all of these guys. And then what happened is Ed outsmart all of them. Okay? Ed was the manager for those guys. And he outsmart them. The first tug they had was the name Lil General. guys in the sand business in the Bahamas. And only eight of them was digging sand at the time.
As far as you're concerned, if we were to do a sovereign wealth fund and let this money go to the people of the Bahamas, the country would be in a good position.
Lincoln, if we look at the people them giving us back the 6 cent a ton from when Finland was trying, I think Finland was just trying to be nice. He didn't know what was going on. He just said, we have nice beaches and we have a lot of sand. You guys can take a bit of sand to get your beaches together. That's Bahamians. That's how we are. That's how we think. Okay? Okay? But we got outsmarted until now.
Wow.
So after hearing that some ships actually just come and collect their sand out to sea and then go wherever they want with it, we wanted to know if there was accountability on Ocean Key, according to this witness.
Yeah, to all those who need to know, my name is Craig Van de Curry. I work down in Ocean Key, putting up a ship loader and dredging sand. In Ocean Key, I have never seen any customer or any government officials came down there. So apparently, the government have no knowledge on knowing how much sand was shipped out of there. And I watch tons and tons of sand shipped out. I am a living proof for that.
While we inspected his national insurance documents, we noticed something strange. That he's working for the same person, Tony Myers, but there were different companies involved. And so we were curious about that, so we asked him. Okay, Mr. Curry, I see here after you finished working for Tycoon Management, you work for a company called Marcona, M-A-R-C-O-N-A Industries. Who owned that company? Who did you work for?
Well, it was Tony Myers.
Okay, that's Tony Myers. Right after that, I see a couple months later, the pay slip changed from Marcona to Ocean Key Limited.
Yes.
Is that also Tony Myers?
That's Tony Myers also.
So you was working for Tony Myers, and the company that he was paying you from is Marcona Industries and Ocean Key Limited.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Wow, I asked you that because in a newspaper report, he made it seem like he didn't start mining until later, until about 2012. And we see from you that he was, in fact, he had you hired and was paying you much before that. And so,
yes,
so it seems like they were using a bunch of different companies.
Different companies, yeah, different names.
Wow.
You know.
Y'all got my support. Let me say that first and foremost.
Okay.
For far too long in this country, people's eyes are not open. I could speak to rock and sound, organize, anything to do with aggregate. Anywhere in the world, rock or sound, or anything else, weighs $7,000 a ton. Now, I can't tell you if you perfect a organize, the end result may not be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I don't know how high it will go if you perfect.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
The Bahamas does have a lot of organize. But now, the market. In order to get into a market, anywhere in the world with a organize, you got to do piles and piles and piles and piles of study. That's the first thing you have to do. The next thing you have to do is persuade somebody to buy it. Where Martin Marietta and Bahama Rock, while I touch on Martin Marietta. Martin Marietta, not a Freeport aggregate. If you look around this Bahamas, they have never done anything for the Bahamian people. Not even sponsored child school fees, as far as I'm concerned. These are some things that need to be said. What are they giving back? They are taking the product. I buy rock in Freeport for around $19-something, $20 a ton. All right, bring it here in Nassau. Time I bring it here, pay back, and pay everything else, transportation. I sell rock in about there, $43 a ton. Tony Myers sold the key. MSC. But they you still retain the license. Because I can't sign a contract with, let's say for instance, he wants PlayStation to sell PlayStation to Walmart. I have to be in a position to guarantee Walmart that I can have this business for 5 years.
Yeah.
I got no answer, Brian. All I'm saying to you is yes, you're on to something. But we have to take our time to get the market. The fracking market in South America
Yes.
is 80 million tons.
80 million tons.
You know, it's 80 million tons of sand.
80 million tons.
Wow.
Jesus,
But
that's
we
crazy.
have not entered the market. There's no Bahamian ever sell a grain of sand for fracking.
And so Curling, who was John Mayer's partner on Ocean Key, was excited about the potential for aragonite for Bahamians and for the Bahamas itself. Just like Craig said earlier, he feels that there was enormous potential around the world for what could happen, that definitely this is a multi-billion dollar business for the Bahamas. And this industry could change our economy forever.
Yeah, could have.
He gave multiple examples of how we could make money from this around the world as a country. He even gave examples of major deals that he was a part of right now.
Wow.
Right now. Not in the future. He talked about how he was going into the PlayStation business and other deals that he's been making around the world, particularly in America.
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow, because ain't nothing else to say, people. And you got a bad government, it gets really messy. Because ain't nobody looking out for us, but they want to sell our land to Disney. Oh yeah, we get more jobs. Got a Carol Corn Prime Minister.
In his opinion, just like Lyndon Pinland, he felt that aragonite is more valuable than gold. He went on that he wanted the Bahamas to know that the problem is not the people in the industry, not even the foreigner. He said the problem with the industry is the government. He said that the government is holding the industry back. He said, for example, if he wants to get a deal for his PlayStation with Walmart, it was difficult up to this time because the government was giving 1-year licenses, particularly to Bahamians, when with Walmart you had to get 5-year licenses. And so if you can't promise them that you're going to be able to supply this thing for 5 years, you can't get a deal with these mega companies like Walmart or Home Depot.
Wow.
Further, he said it's the government that's making these deals that don't benefit the Bahamian people, where we don't get much for our natural resources. He said that the investor is willing to pay, but it's the government that is not negotiating on behalf of the people.
Y'all hear that?
He said, look at it. Even the amount that they're supposed to collect, they're not even collecting that. The $2, the 6 cents, they are not collecting that. He said that he was even willing to build a scale to put it on our key so that when the sand and the aragonite and limestone comes in, that the government can actually weigh it and know what's going on.
Wow.
But there was nothing. And so to prove to me how horrible the government is at negotiating on your behalf, he made a call to a partner and got me the document that the government doesn't want you to see, that the government doesn't want you to know about. And we're going to go to this document and you're going to see the kind of clauses that are put in these deals that are mind-blowing. And so isn't it absolutely amazing that a foreigner was willing to be transparent and give us the documents when our own government is being secretive and they don't want us to really know what is going on? Something is going on. Shouldn't they be transparent? Didn't they promise transparency? Shouldn't they be the ones looking out for Bahamians?
Yeah.
Or is it that they have something to hide?
Oh.
Well, this is the dreaded document that persons have been calling for, and people have been saying release the documents. And guess what? Last week, we even insisted that they release the documents. And here it is. This is the infamous lease.
Okay, in order to see that document in its entirety, you must go. You don't have to read it, but he shows you the document in a video.
From the government itself to Sandy Key.
I want y'all to think about what type of
Who signed this?
representation
So,
that we have in our country, and then I want y'all to, I don't know if I listen,
Okay.
I don't know if y'all listen to the whole interview with the Bahamian man
From the government.
who worked like a slave, like a slave,
on Ocean Key,
and still waiting for $30,000. We don't even know.
That was loaded onto ships.
We don't even know if that Bahamian man who came forward and he put his name and his face there because he's bold, and I don't blame him. He wants his funds. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think about what you just heard. Now, keep in consideration, right? See all these islands we have? See all these islands we have, right? Keep in consideration the contract that Mr. Bain was exposing, because maybe an investor said, listen, y'all need somebody to represent y'all properly. Think of the billions of dollars. Now I hear Grams say we get 2% on the dollar. I go like, what I mean? I don't know what I mean. Think about the billions of dollars mismanaged, the billions of dollars that wasn't accounted for, the billions of dollars on top of this investment for our natural resources, and the fact that all of them in the House of Assembly pushed the VAT on us. I needed to make sense, like, if the government is supposed to make it, I'm not saying give you anything. See, COI is trying to give you something, but this government continued to allow, don't investigate investors like FTX come into our country, and then we look bad. And then real investors out there going like, Listen, how long have we only had two government running this country? How long? When Mr. Bain made that documentary on our website, the Coalition of Independence website, when he made that, which government was in charge? We don't even have to answer that. All we have to say is, it's only been two governments running our country. Only two. Please tell me, Freeport, have you improved? Have you improved under the port and under the governments? Now, so, please tell me y'all improve. Y'all get a what? Y'all get a shipping, container port, security, fence, and little beautification there. But look how nasty downtown has been. What has improved to any level to say, wow, I'm impressed? I'm not impressed with no thing I see when I go to Mexico and Honduras, and when I go on a cruise you visit 4 different islands. Same concept. I'm not impressed with that. I could be impressed a little tiny bit with Dubai. Another investment that came to Grand Bahama, but it didn't happen. Why that didn't happen? St. George seemed to be very visionary, seemed to be enthused, and then he dies. He dies. I didn't even know the man was sick. I knew him. Tell me now. What you just heard by just now, please tell me what you think. Please share this. You all didn't hear the part about how hard the Bahamian have worked. And he's still waiting for his $30,000 today. Please tell me. That makes sense to y'all? That makes sense to y'all to keep these government in power. Why I say tell y'all the COI this and the COI that. Look what they've been doing. And look what they've allowed. The Coalition of Independence is our Freedom of Information Act. Fred Mitchell said there's certain parts of it that will not be, I guess, I'll say ratified for now, because it's a security risk. No. Fred Mitchell, you are our security risk. When you stood in the front of the Haitian diaspora in a nightclub, and you stood there in the background with your mask over your face, or maybe you didn't have on one, you didn't need to because we know it's you, and you allow this here man say, it's one of them and just one of me, and when I get in, we can take care of you. No, we don't mesh like that. We don't mesh like that. We know the bottom line. If you go on the website, you will get even more angrier than you are with regards to what you hear about the natural resources, yeah, which I will go back and I will reinforce the video again, how Bahamians were treated. And I'm not sure, because that was done, I don't know how long the video was out, but I know Mr. Bain was in the last general election, so, and I know he put everything out there, so it couldn't have been that long, because that man got his $30,000 back pay. He was working day and night and day, somewhere down in Nagua somewhere, digging up sand and aragonite at all godly hours. I'm not talking about, like 9 to 5. I'm not talking about a little contract job, 9 to 5. And he didn't get his money yet. The civil servants are saying they want their money. He say, July, you only get in July. Y'all gotta wait till, you tell them a couple of months ago, till December. It's December now. Civil service servant workers, y'all need to listen. Did you get your money? No. What he's doing is inwardly putting his people in position as is we scared of anybody put in position anywhere. I respect you, because everything has been transparently explained. Mr. Bain has done that for years, but particularly this last 4 years. So it's not that difficult to see what's happening in our country and why we are pushing the talk with regards to good governance. Remember, we talk about good governance, we talk about city government, transparent government, because what you have there. I want you to go on the website and listen to the Bahamian man who said the godly hours and the time they put in, and they did it offshore. Like, what is this? Wow. This is where we are in the Bahamas. Low vibration. Nobody's bringing no higher standard to the table because the low vibrators are in charge. But this is how it is when you're on your way out too. Bahamians, this is not the Pinland PLP party. I don't even think it's even Perry party on the hill. F&Ms, it's your party who bought the asylum bill under the F&M. I don't know what you were going to do, re-resurrect all the people who died in Abaco who was illegally on our land. Anyway, you asked them to move, you put it in court with Judge Grant, whatever her name is, and they decide, Mr. Bain showed us it was 50 acres. That's as much acres I have an 8 Mile Rock that people are infringing on. And now he showed it expand to 200 acres. These things have to stop. We can't have 2 cities within a city. We can't have a shanty town. Then now you're trying to put them in housing projects over the Bahamian people. We always have a problem with that. Always. Then you have these young ones who come thinking that because somebody appointed them and gave them the citizenship, which is illegal, that they think in their head they're Bahamians, but your law and our law, it doesn't mash. It doesn't mash together. If you're born of illegal migration parents, you're of their blood. If you're born of legal migration parents who were not born in our country after a certain time, you're not Bahamian. If you came here and you stay longer than you're supposed to, and you had 10 children, that don't make you Bahamian. If you say that you are Haitian Bahamian, and then you embarrass us, and don't respect putting the flag in your flag day, that don't make you Bahamian. That tells you exactly what we need to know. You're disrespecting us. Here we are again. Who don't want to see it, don't want to see it. Who know the truth, need to tell others the truth. We're asking, as an official political party under the COI, you can laugh as much as you want. Our voice is still in the House of Assembly. And we even ain't had the election yet. We have a lot of things in our country to fix, and being a candidate is not the only position, Bahamians. Do you know, I think, Mr. Bain, I don't want to quote how many governmental position there is. Must be over 700 plus. Okay? We don't even need all that to fix our country. Like he said, we only need the strong 300. We need whistleblowers who are patriotically inclined to make sure that every law, protocol, penal code is respected. We need people on board when it comes to investors coming to our country. Listen here, the FBI, you'll have nothing on the Bahamians when we come and investigate to make sure that money is legitimately made and it's not drug related, gang related, that we know we're pouring back into our country, because we will be working with others until we can bring the standards back up. And Bahamians who are abroad, I want to tell you, this is your home. You don't have to travel all over the world if you want, because you work hard for that. You went over, educate your children, they're doing really well. Travel all over, it's okay. But anytime you come back and your property is here under the Crown land, that's another thing I think I need to talk about next, the Crown land. Because we need to tell the persons who think, because they squat on our property, that that's the end of that. The Crown land was not left for anyone but indigenous Bahamians who qualify under our Constitution. I don't care how much quieting act they do, all of that could be dealt with because it's wrong. It disenfranchised the local, patriotic Bahamians that are rightfully owners of the Bahamas, and they will come back to assert themselves. All right, so yeah, the next time I come on, I'm going to talk about the natural resources some more from an aspect of the video. And I'm going to talk about land, because land is important. And we need to make sure that persons who came onto our country and took our kindness for weakness, that we will straighten that out. I don't have to shout, curse, and carry on to make my point. It is what it is. All right then. Thank you for sharing this information. Please continue to share within the groups, because I think I shared once, but you continue to share, because this information is sobering. It's important that, especially the younger generation that don't understand what's happening. Not everybody who's smiled up in your face is your friend. Not everybody who's the same color us is on the same level and frequency, okay? It is what it is. We can't make people be kind. We can't make people take care of their environment. You either have it or you don't have it. You either respect it or you don't respect it. But we're definitely going to have nobody come and tell us what to do in our country.